Hi everybody, and welcome to the Raspberry Pi for the older generation. Well, hi everyone, hope you're all well, Exciting day today, exciting video. We're starting our first project. In this project we'll use a PIR, an infrared module to sense movement, mainly pedestrians. Okay, we're going to incorporate a buzzer to make noises, an LED, a servo to represent the doors opening and closing, because that's what this is about. We're going to do an automated opening and closing of doors. Okay, like you see on supermarkets or going into your office, there's a sensor, picks you up, opens the doors. When you're through, it closes the doors. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go to here. Let's talk about our components. The first one being a servo. All right, the first one being a servo. This is going to represent our door mechanism. All right, now what you need to do, because it's all male components and we need female connections, you need to get 3 female to female connections. Try and stick to the same color if you can, and put them in the bottom of the connector. All right, that's what I've done there. Okay, so that's the servo. Now we've got the PIR sensor. Right, this is the PIR sensor. Now you see these 2 adjusters, one's for distance and one's for sensitivity. What you need them to be is all the way anti-clockwise. So get yourself a little screwdriver. I've got one here somewhere, I've already done mine. Turn them all anti-clockwise. Attach 3 cables. All right, on this occasion you need male to female. Right, try and stick with the same colors. I'll show you the schematic in a minute. Okay, so that's that. Then we need a passive buzzer. Can you remember the difference between an active and a passive buzzer? Right, the active buzzer has a cover over it, a waterproof little sticker, and the back on an active buzzer is filled in. This is a passive buzzer and it's all open. The circuit's all open. Right, it has got a plus and minus. If you look very carefully on the top, I don't know if you can see it, you can see the plus. Right, so that's that. Next we need an S8550 PNP transistor. Be careful, because if you have bought the kits or any kits, there is an S8050 PNP transistor. I have to use, I must admit, a magnifying glass, and this is it. This is the transistor. It's got 3 legs. When we install it, you need the writing towards you, okay, and you need a magnifying glass. Then we need an LED. You can choose whatever color you want. I've chosen blue. Now I don't know if you can see that. Let me put my hand behind it. Yeah, you can. What's important about this is, see the long leg that goes towards the power or the signal. All right, the signal wire, and the short leg goes to ground. Right, so that's them. I'm trying not to get them all so they don't drop on the floor. Then we need some resistors. All right, we need one 1K resistor, and we need one 220 ohm resistor. All right, 220, we need one of those. Okie dokie. Right, and then we need a plethora of male to male connectors. All right, male to male connectors. Now what I try to do when I'm following a schematic is I try to use the same colours. I like to use the same colours. So let's go over to our schematic. Alright. Okay, itchy head. As you can see, on the left hand side the schematic, and on the right my breadboards. Alright. Now, what I'm going to do one component at a time. Right? One component at a time. So, I'm going to start off with the servo. Alright, and if we look top left, it's got clutch gear, some found a servo. Alright, so I take the red, right, and I take it to my 5 volts. Remember, I've made this top rail 5 volts. So I plug it in, 5 volts. The black is represented as brown on the schematic. I'm going to go to ground. All right. So I'm going to go to ground on my rail. All right. Now the orange needs to go to GPIO 22. So if we look on the left, we've got 17, 27, 22. Make sure you line it up and make sure it's in. That is the servo. I'm just going to put that over here out the way for a minute. Once I've built the circuit, we'll sort it all out. The next thing I'm going to do is the sensor. All right, the sensor. So the green cable, which is in the middle, goes to a GPIO 17, which is 2 up from the last one we just put in. GPIO 17. In it goes. Right, and then red PCC goes to 5 volts. Black, which is a ground, goes to, obviously, ground. Once I can get me, you need another pair of hands. Goes to ground. All right, so that's the PIR sensor. I'll put that, what we'll do, we'll put that like that. Just for now. We'll tidy everything up in a minute. Right, so that's the PIR. Next thing along we're going to do is the blue, right, the blue LED. Now, I like to do mine different. I don't like to plug the legs directly into the ground, right? So that's got it the opposite way round to me. So I'll do it the same way. So put it into 2 holes. All right, like that. Take a black wire, and then I like to go to the ground. Right, so it's a short leg. Yeah, from there. Actually, let's go behind it so you can see it better. From there to ground. Right. Then we need, it says here, a white wire. Okay, so let's get a white wire. Okay, got white wire. And we need to go from a GPIO 18. So let me get my magnifying glass. GPIO 18. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. GPIO 18, which is this one here, right? GPIO 18. Okay, we then need to come to keep everything as neat as possible. Remember, we've got to get a resistor. So I'm going to go right close to there, right? And then I'm then going to get the, I believe it's the 220 resistor, yeah. So take one of our resistors. If you look, they just pull out, right, like that. Now what you want to try and do is just sort of try and bend them so they're like on legs, right, like that. So it goes where the, let me just move this over one so you can see it, in where the white cable's going in on the same row. Okay, we've got the columns alive row, and then we need to go to, it's really awkward, to the live of the blue LED. Let me just make sure that's it. Okay, so that's like that. So that's the LED done. Right, let's move on. Next we're going to do is the buzzer. So let me just check me buzzer. You need the plus. You see a little plus on the top to your right hand side. Okay, and let's plug it in. Okay, what I like to do, I like to leave it just like that so I can see what's going where. Right, we need a blue wire. Blue wire, male to male. And we need to go from GPIO 27. So it's in between the two that we did earlier. Push it in. Right. We then take it to, let me just check, to here. Now it's jumping across the channel on this one, so where we'll put it sort of, how can we do this? Put it here. I'm just looking at what I want to do. Put that there. I'm going to move this over a bit just for now. Right. Then we want our, we've got our 220, our 1K resistor. Take that out. And we want to jump the trench, because remember when I showed you about breadboards in the previous video? Excuse me. These roads are connected and these roads are connected, but this trench, they are not connected across the trench. So we have to connect across the trench. Right? So let me just try and make that a little bit higher. So we go from the blue to across the trench. All right. So blue to across the trench. Now we get our transistor 3 legs. You might want to split these open a bit, like so, like so they can fit in the holes. All right, so that goes like that. The writing towards you, okay, the writing towards you. Our middle leg wants to go to the transistor. All right, and plug it in. Okay, so as you can see, a transistor goes, blue wire goes to transistor from GPIO 27. Transistor goes across the wrench to the middle pin on the transistor. Right, the right pin, sorry, we need a white cable, male to male, that goes from the left leg on the transistor to the left leg on the buzzer. Right, can you see that? I'm trying to do it so you can see it. And then the right leg of the transistor, which is there, goes to ground. Okay, so far so good. And then have we got the white leg? We need a red male to male. Okay, and that goes from the plus, the right leg of the buzzer, to 5 volts. I can now push the buzzer in. There we go. Right, that's our circuit complete. All right, now if you do it one component at a time, it reduces the confusion. Now what I like to do, I like to just go through, make sure everything's lined up where it should be, and make sure all the GPIO pins are correct. And I'll go through, make sure that's there where it should be, that's in there, and then all the rows are lined up where they should be. That's what I do. So that's our circuit, right? That's our circuit. Now, just move that to there. That's our circuit built for the Welcome Project sliding doors. Right, part 1 done. In part 2, we will do the Python configuration for this circuit. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly, it can get a bit fiddly, but once you get used to building these circuits, you'll learn the best way that you like to do it. All right, so that's me building the circuit for the Welcome Project. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget, thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. And I'll see you in our next video, the configuration. Bye bye.